All right, so welcome again, and good to see that you've made a lot of progress up to now, right? You've gone through the BAAP system to understand it at its basic level. You've gone through the RFM system, and you've understood how funnels work, right? These are two largely important automation-related activities that you should know how a system works, right? Now let's see how all this again comes together. Now this is a repetition of a slide of the journey, right? This is post when you know you're a novice, you're a pro, or you're a master, and now you understand how the journeys differ, right? So once you have allocated yourself here, right, you would have realized in 30 days what needs to be done, right? I repeat, the first 10 days was a mindset related focused activity, right? And if you're still not clear, my suggestion is you repeat it, do all the exercises and the challenges that were mentioned through to be as clear as possible that you can before you jump on. All right. Now, the next 30 days that you do is about setting up a system. Okay. So the system that we discussed was BAAP and as well as the RFM system. And this is part of your 90-day activity. Because by the end of the 90 days, you start actual servicing and selling through. Okay, that's the purpose. Now, if you see what has been mentioned for 30 days as the largest system, while you're putting your technology systems in place, you should have your personal details, right? You can choose to have your photo shoot if you don't have your headshots and your photographs, etc., which you want to put in your website, or maybe in the sites that during the process that you go about blogging or you use it for your communication purposes, right? Your domain is in place. We discussed that, right? The websites and other factors. The hosting setup, that means where you're going to put up your website on the cloud, and what systems, right? A system would mean a WordPress site or an HTML site or a Java, one of those sites, right? And again, as an individual, if you're not clear on this, when we do practicals, you will be much clearer and start doing it on your own, okay? But just to dirty your hands, if you've not done a website earlier in life, so my suggestion is go to maybe a GoDaddy.com, go about buying a domain from them and hosting a website, right? They have very easy formulations to start helping you getting your website in place. There are helping kind of chats that they can help you with to finalize your process, right? So do that. Dirty your hands. You'll fail a couple of that's okay. That's part and parcel of the game, right? But get it going, right? Because you will be using things like landing pages, etc., very often to get to that point. Those are simpler than a website. Okay? Even a website is the simplest most thing, but landing page is more simpler once you get into the other systems like ConvertKit and ClickFunnels and GetResponse and all those. Okay, but nevertheless, so get the whole hosting setup done. That will relate to your email marketing, which I just mentioned, right? The whole ConvertKit activity. You can start free of cost and start getting your hands dirty before you get into practical, because you can have the relevant questions asked. This will help you then create a funnel system through things like ClickFunnels, right? And you can also to some extent make your funnels out of the email list or the subscribers that come into play while you're using ConvertKit. Okay, but once it gets extensive, then definitely you have to move into ClickFunnels. Then we talked about the webinar system, which you will use to popularize your asset. Having said that, again, these will require your webinars will also need to get promoted with time, right? While you're marketing other activities, webinar itself is a system which we'll cover in detail during our sales and the blitzscaling activities, and then you will realize how the webinar system works. Okay, this you need to set up now to be ready for that. Okay, because that will move at a very fast pace, assuming this all is done. Okay, so please get your hands dirty meanwhile. Now, okay, the reason I mentioned get your hands dirty, these are all free of course available right now as we speak. Okay, and those if you see the previous one, there were details given of some of these. You can try for free. Okay, don't buy it at this stage. Of course, nothing has to be bought at this stage, because once you build your digital asset is when you start doing all this. But Get your hands dirty while you're doing your digital assets. That's the purpose behind this. Okay, so you know what you're going and what direction you're taking. All right. Then there are hub systems that can create things to mighty networks, etc., which will create your community in place. By this time, then once you're done with your the GoDaddy, etc., you've done your website setups, etc., you'll have a chatbot automatically come into play because of what you use as a system there. And then you use ClickMagic for your tracking systems. Then you use payment gateway. You can use Stripe, Paytm. You can use one of these Razorpay, etc., which are local and can be used immediately with either the company you form or on your own name. Then once you integrate these systems together using the BAAP formula BAAP system that we talked about, you will see this bearing it, coming to fruition the way the entire system works. Right? Very interesting if people who have not done this already. Once you get into this, you will find interesting. It will be challenging in the beginning, no doubt, and that's where we come in and we try to help you through. And the practicals will come about. There are going to be sometimes hackathon sessions which will go deeper into these topics. Okay, so yeah, be communicative so that you are part and parcel if you really want to get to the top level. So so this is what it consists of, right? And again, if you're a novice, your aim as a goal for the next 6 months to 12 months should be to get those 500 customers and $500,000 worth of your currency. All right. On that note, so let's go to the next one.